Greetings, everyone. To CEO Samantha Tweedy, co-chairs Dr. Tony Coles and Charles Phillips, and the entire BEA board, thank you all for your hard work and your incredible partnership. I fondly recall a dinner that we all had on an evening in June 7 years ago, an evening when the vision for the Black Economic Alliance was born. Together, we conceived of an organization that would bring together leaders from across business, government, and the nonprofit sector to create greater economic opportunity in the Black community. Since then, BEA's expertise and influence has become critical to the work of our nation, and to President Biden and me as we work to give more Americans the resources they need to build wealth and opportunity. Together with leaders of BEA, this week I kicked off my National Economic Opportunity Tour, starting in Atlanta, Georgia. I decided to embark on this tour in part because of conversations I've had with dozens of young Black men and entrepreneurs that I have convened at the White House and at my residence, the Vice President's residence. And with those leaders, we have discussed the challenges that so many Black entrepreneurs face in accessing the resources and support they need. So this tour is designed to help entrepreneurs and small business owners of color access those resources. In Atlanta, we brought together hundreds of entrepreneurs, aspiring business owners, and community leaders, along with representatives from the Commerce Department, the Small Business Administration, and the Treasury Department to provide information and assistance to access small business loans and government contracts. In our tour, we will include opinion leaders and business professionals, trusted voices in the community to provide information about the resources that are available, and business executives to reinforce the relationships and networks that can transform a simple idea into a successful business. BA, here is President Biden and my theory of the case on the economy. We believe every person in America should have access to the opportunity to thrive and prosper, to start and grow a small business, to own a home, to pass on intergenerational wealth, and to achieve true financial security, which means not only having enough to pay your bills, but to take a vacation, to go out to a dinner, to buy a new car. And we have invested trillions of dollars in infrastructure, clean energy, and manufacturing to help more Americans access this opportunity. In our work, we are guided by the understanding that certain communities face profound obstacles to seizing these opportunities, obstacles like student debt and medical debt, and long-standing disparities in access to capital and lending, in home ownership, in who gets government contracts. So in all our work, President Biden and I have been intentional about addressing these obstacles and investing in all communities. For example, on the subject of access to capital, Black entrepreneurs are 3 times as likely to not apply for a loan for fear of being turned away from a bank. So 2 years ago, I founded the Economic Opportunity Coalition, a coalition of 31 companies, technology companies, foundations, and financial institutions such as Bank of America, Google, and the Ford Foundation that has invested over $1.3 billion in community banks across our nation and has committed to invest $3 billion in total. This coalition will help thousands of entrepreneurs access the capital they need to start and grow a business, which builds on work I led as a United States Senator to invest $12 billion in community banks that are uniquely designed to serve minority and women entrepreneurs. At the beginning of our administration, President Biden and I pledged to increase by 50% federal contracts for minority-owned small businesses. We are on track to get that done by the end of next year, which will mean thousands more minority entrepreneurs with contracts worth hundreds of thousands and even millions of dollars. We are also working to help more people buy a home, homeownership being one of the most powerful engines in intergenerational wealth. Building equity, which allows folks to pay for their child's college tuition or use as startup capital. We do this work also acknowledging the lasting legacy of structural inequities such as segregation, redlining, and restrictive covenants. and that Black Americans are 40% less likely to own a home. So to help more Americans buy a home, in our budget, we have outlined a blueprint to give families $400 a month to help with a mortgage, give first-generation home buyers $25,000 toward a down payment, and build 2 million units of affordable housing to lower costs for renters and home buyers. We have also addressed the issue of bias in appraisals to ensure Black homeowners receive the full value of their home. In addition to creating economic opportunity, we have also focused on removing wealth-building obstacles, a major obstacle being debt. Black Americans are twice as likely to have medical debt and more likely to struggle to repay student loan debt. Debt being an obstacle to save up for a down payment on a house, to invest capital in a small business, to save for retirement, and build intergenerational wealth. So President Biden and I have made debt forgiveness a central pillar of our economic agenda. We have also forgiven $500 million in medical debt for hundreds of thousands of Americans, an average of between $1,000 and $3,000 per person. And we are implementing a rule to remove medical debt from credit reports. So now medical debt cannot be considered when applying for a car loan, home loan, or a small business loan. We have also forgiven $153 billion in student loan debt for more than 4 million people, an average of more than $30,000 per person, more than $70,000 for our public servants like nurses, firefighters, and teachers. As a result of all of our work, since we took office, we have seen record small business growth, and we have created more than 2.5 million new jobs for Black workers. And since the pandemic began, Black wealth is up 60%. And we have more work to do. To raise the federal minimum wage, expand access to paid family leave and affordable child care, to lower rents and help millions of Americans buy a home, and continue to lower the cost of health care. And to do so, we will continue to rely on the insight, experience, and partnership of the leaders of BEA. Together, we will continue to build a nation where all people have the opportunity to succeed. Again, I thank all the leaders there. Please take care, and I look forward to seeing you soon.